Hey guys, and welcome back to Bob's Watches. My name is Brittany, aka Watch Gringa, and I've still tricked Bob's into working with me and putting my content on their channel, So we are back doing our usual thing, talking watches. Now, if you're anything like me, you probably spend way too many hours in a day looking at watches online. Yup, been there, done that, sis. Would I rather work or fantasize about watches? So today we are talking about some of my favorite timepieces that I would buy in a second if my husband and I weren't in the middle of buying a house. So money's tight, so I can't splurge on watches for a few months. I've picked out 5 watches. Some of them are sporty, some of them are a bit more dressy, but all of them are available at Bob's Watches. And we'll put links and stuff down below if you want to look at them. Or if they're like sold out by the time this gets released, we'll put similar ones down below. We've got a lot to talk about today, guys, so let's get into it. So the only place I wanted to start today was with the Rolex Explorer. This is such a cool watch, guys, and the Rolex Explorer might be my all-time favorite Rolex. To me, it embodies everything I want from a Rolex sports model. It's minimal, under the radar, sporty, rich heritage, but still continues to grow and evolve with modern specs. Now, I've made a bit of a controversial choice because I went 39mm. So when the Rolex Explorer was first released in 1959, the original case dimensions were 36mm. But I have such a soft spot in my heart for the slightly bigger case design. It marked Rolex upgrading their watches in keeping with what the modern collectors were after. Even though it's a sports watch, it still wears so elegantly. I would personally say it's one of the most versatile watches available on the market right now. Another reason why I chose this specific model is because I think it very well could be one of the future collectibles. I don't know for sure, I'm just speculating, these are just my thoughts, but I think it could be a really highly sought after Rolex. This model ran for a really short time. So the Mark II of this watch has a slightly longer handset than the Mark I, and it has a loomed 369, whereas the Mark I has solid white gold 369. I personally see this as one of the future collectibles and a really important part of the Explorer's history. Another Rolex with some history. So we have the Submariner 11619, white gold, nicknamed the Smurf. Man, I've got such a thing for blue watches right now. Like, I know green is all the hype and all the rage, but I'm still on the blue. And if you've ever seen this one in person, you know there is something just like purely magical about this watch. The brilliant blue alongside the white gold case, maxi dial. Another piece I could really see becoming a collector's item one day. I don't know, I'm just speculating. The 116619 was launched in 2008 to celebrate the 55th anniversary of the Rolex Submariner and to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Rolex name. and it was just recently discontinued in 2020. It has the original Submariner case size at 40 millimeters, which I personally prefer as someone with smaller wrists. Made from 18 karat white gold and with 300 meters water resistance. I love precious metals as well, as much as I love a good old stainless steel sports watch. There's something like really special and really different about a precious metal watch. When you pick it up, it's got this nice weight. There's this, I don't know, this really special wrist presence that comes when you're wearing a precious metal piece. And I think the white gold, or as it's sometimes called gray gold, has a whole different mood and like vibe than the steel. I would absolutely love to add one of these to my collection, but sadly, it will not be possible until I finish paying house stuff. The last Rolex I want to talk about before we get into some Pateks is my personal favorite GMT-Master 2. So it's the GMT-Master 2 CHNR, or as it's sometimes called, the Rootbeer. Now, I used to think the GMT-Master 2 was too large for me for the longest time, until my husband got the GMT-Master 2 BLRO, so the Pepsi dial, which I now wear quite regularly. And as much as I love the Pepsi, it's the Rootbeer all the way for me. I love a precious metal, and I think two-tone has really made a comeback. I think in our current watch marketplace, the two-tone stands so differently and so uniquely compared to the stainless steel sports watches that we see quite a lot. And the ever rose gold sprinkled in just adds such warmth to this watch. And I know lots of people will disagree with me, and that's fine. That's part of what makes Watch Fam so much fun, because we all have different tastes and preferences. It would be so boring if we all liked the same watches. Yeah, I would love to add this one into my collection one day. If I was feeling wild, like if things went really well in my life, I would even think about the full ever rose version of this watch. Okay guys, let's talk. I love a 5711 as much as the next gal, but the real ones know. They know it's all about the 5712. And I've gone precious metal again with the white gold. So the Nautilus will forever hold a really special place in horology. First released in 1976, it is the masterpiece of legendary watchmaker Gerald Genta. Soft, curvaceous watch design, the way the case flows into the integrated bracelet, just a perfectly designed watch. It has a round, octagonal shape, which was inspired by the porthole of a ship. It's a sporty watch, but it also has some really cool and quirky complications. So it doesn't have a center seconds, which is a bit odd. Also sporting a moon phase and date, and the power reserve is just at the 10:30 position. The dial is like kind of messy, but for some reason it works. I don't know. And the other thing I love about this watch is the display case back. So when you flip her over, you can see the full beauty of a Patek movement and the level of detail and finishing that goes into a Patek Philippe. The micro rotor allows for thinner watches. Beautiful watch. If I was in the position to buy this right now, I would. So good. Now, I saw this watch on the Bob's Watches website and I was like, okay. Oh, I see you. We need to talk. And it's just this little lady's Patek Philippe Calatrava. 18 karat yellow gold, Clou de Paris. Just class on the wrist. And this is actually where I see myself growing my collection a little bit more into. I feel like I've had my time obsessing over all the steel sports watches, and now I feel my heart like moving to preferring classy little dress watches. One massive reason why I added this one to my list is that even though it's a 25mm case, it's so small, it still has a mechanical movement. And you already know, if you have smaller wrists, this is something that's so rare to find in the watches you like. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a quartz watch. I've got a few quartz watches in my collection as well, but I do find myself favoring mechanical watches. I just want to see like the craftsmanship that goes into it, and I don't know, that personal touch that I feel like comes with a mechanical watch. It's just pure elegance on the wrist. Fantastic brand name, precious metal yellow gold, and you're getting a lot of watch for a great price. Anyways guys, I feel like I've talked quite long enough. And you've been subjected to my opinions quite long enough. I would love to know what you guys think. If you had a little bit of extra money to spend, or maybe you do right now, what are the watches that you're after? Comment them down below. And guys, don't forget to give this video a like, comment, subscribe to Bob's Watches. We've got some awesome stuff that's gonna keep coming out, and you're gonna wanna be here. Hey, turn on the bell. I don't know, live your best life, dream it, do it. And until next time, you fabulous people. Bye.